AZA-accredited zoos and aquariums recognize that all life on Earth is part of one interconnected system. Animals, plants, and humans are all affected by changes in our environment, and one of the biggest challenges we face today is climate change. So you might wonder, what's causing the climate to change? It's simple, really. You probably know that regular carbon dioxide, or CO2, is released into the air when animals exhale, and that it is then absorbed by plants to help them grow, and oceans to help them maintain their life-sustaining chemical balance. But we are also adding CO2 to the air when we burn coal or oil for electricity, or gas to power our cars. We call this rampant CO2 because there is too much of it being produced. Rampant CO2 is building up in our oceans and disrupting nature's balance. Rampant CO2 is also building up in our atmosphere, where it surrounds our planet and acts much like a blanket which traps heat. As we add more and more CO2, it increases the heat-trapping blanket effect, resulting in climate changes that are already affecting us and many species of animals, even those that can be found near you. For instance, did you know that the delicate balance of the Midwest ecosystem is being disrupted by climate change? One species that is affected is monarch butterflies. Monarchs migrate thousands of miles between their southern wintering grounds in Mexico and their northern summer breeding grounds in the central United States. The monarch's northward journey is triggered by a cold chill at the start of spring, but warming temperatures interfere with this trigger. Their migration pattern is disrupted, and they can't find their way north to breed. As a result, their numbers seem to be declining, threatening a source of delight for humans, a source of economic benefits through tourism, and a source of food for birds and other species. But it's not too late to take steps to manage this situation responsibly. We know that the majority of Americans are concerned about climate change, but many feel overwhelmed by it, or think they're too busy to address it. Fortunately, it doesn't take a lot of effort to protect wildlife if we work together. Did you know that more than 180 million people, like you, visit AZA-accredited zoos and aquariums each year? That's more than the annual attendance of all professional sporting events combined. If all of us start by sharing our concerns with friends, families, and coworkers, we can find ways to turn concern into positive change action. In communities across the country, people are joining together to create systems that make it easier to curb CO2 emissions. For example, we know that more than 1/3 of our CO2 emissions comes from using energy to produce, transport, and dispose of the food we eat and the goods we use. In the Kansas City region of Kansas and Missouri, the Mid-America Regional Council, a nonprofit association of city and county governments, is promoting regional cooperation and innovative solutions in an effort to reduce heat-trapping CO2 emissions. Their Smart Lights for Smart Cities initiative installed more than 5,700 energy-saving LED street lights, replacing the inefficient mercury and high-pressure sodium street lighting in 25 metropolitan areas. Efforts like these are a responsible way that cities and regions can take steps to use much less of the kinds of energy that add heat-trapping gases to our atmosphere. When local people join together to support system-wide change, it becomes fun and easier for everyone to reduce their CO2 emissions. We hope you will connect with those in your social circles to increase the conversation about climate change and find creative ways to protect people and animals that share our home.